Nikola Tesla sat in his dimly lit hotel room at the New Yorker Hotel, a frail silhouette against the cold glow of the city outside. Once hailed as a genius who had lit the world with alternating current, Tesla now lived in obscurity, ignored by the very society he had helped electrify. Yet unknown to most, he was still working, still writing, still sketching equations deep into the night, his mind consumed by one obsession, an invention he believed would change humanity forever. In his private journals, he called it simply, the machine. It was not an engine, not a generator in the conventional sense, but something far more radical, a device designed to pull limitless energy directly from the natural forces of the universe. To Tesla, the Earth itself was a vast reservoir of untapped power, and he believed he had discovered the key to harnessing it. The technology, he wrote cryptically, would allow energy to flow freely, without wires, without fuel, without cost, and without boundaries. It would render fossil fuels obsolete, dismantle the foundations of industrial monopolies, and reshape civilization as we know it. Tesla called it his final gift to mankind, yet he also feared its consequences. In one letter to a close associate, he warned, if this device is misused, it could disrupt the delicate balance of forces sustaining our world. We are tampering with the structure of reality itself. Those words, dismissed for decades as eccentric ramblings, would later haunt investigators trying to piece together the mystery of what happened to his greatest invention. In January 1943, Tesla was found dead in his hotel room, his final experiments incomplete and his notes scattered across the bed. Within hours, government agents from the Office of Alien Property Custodian arrived, quietly confiscating every document, every sketch, and every prototype. Among them, many believe, was the blueprint for the machine, a design so revolutionary that its very existence threatened the global balance of power. Officially, the U.S. government claimed Tesla's papers contained nothing of practical significance. But decades later, declassified FBI memos revealed a different story. Certain documents were labeled strategically sensitive and locked away in classified archives. Buried deep within those notes were repeated references to something Tesla called the resonant energy amplifier, a mechanism he claimed could draw power directly from what modern physics now calls the zero-point field. Today, scientists understand zero-point energy as the quantum fluctuations present in the vacuum of space, an almost infinite ocean of energy existing everywhere. But Tesla, astonishingly, had been writing about this concept in 1901, decades before quantum theory existed. In his notes, he described the Earth not as a static rock floating through space but as a giant conductor, vibrating at natural electromagnetic frequencies. His idea was simple yet extraordinary. If one could create a machine tuned perfectly to those frequencies, the planet itself could be used as a power source. Tesla's ultimate goal was the creation of a wireless energy network, a planetary system transmitting power without wires, using the Earth and atmosphere as a conduit. He came close to demonstrating it with the Wardenclyffe Tower in Long Island, a colossal structure designed to beam energy across continents. But funding was cut, and the project collapsed after industrial titans like J.P. Morgan realized Tesla's invention could eliminate profit from energy. The world never saw his system completed, but Tesla didn't stop. Secretly, he began developing a smaller, self-contained version of his wireless energy device, the machine, believing it could be the first step toward democratizing power for everyone. What happened to that invention remains one of the greatest scientific mysteries of the 20th century. Some researchers believe it was quietly integrated into classified military research. Others suspect energy corporations deliberately suppressed it to maintain control of the global economy. And a growing number of whistleblowers claim Tesla's device was too dangerous to release, suggesting that experiments with prototypes revealed unintended, possibly catastrophic side effects. According to one declassified military report from the 1950s, a reconstructed Tesla coil array produced anomalous energy surges, strong enough to destabilize nearby electronics, disrupt radio communications, and even induce strange gravitational effects in the testing area. The scientists reported unexplained magnetic fluctuations and documented instruments behaving as if influenced by forces not understood within current models of physics. If accurate, these findings imply Tesla may have stumbled onto something far greater than just free energy. He may have inadvertently created a machine capable of manipulating space, time, and matter at a fundamental level. But Tesla's machine wasn't just theory. In 1997, a leaked photograph surfaced showing what appeared to be a cylindrical metallic device surrounded by concentric copper coils and quartz crystal chambers, consistent with Tesla's surviving sketches. The image, allegedly taken inside a classified U.S. laboratory, was quickly removed from public circulation, but not before researchers archived it. Independent engineers who analyzed the design suggest it resembles a hybrid of a Tesla coil, a high-frequency resonator, and an electromagnetic vortex generator, a system theoretically capable of extracting energy from the vacuum field. However, every attempt to replicate the device has ended in failure, sometimes violently. In 2003, a private research team reportedly attempted to reconstruct the machine using Tesla's surviving patents combined with modern superconducting materials. According to one surviving engineer, the prototype generated a stable energy output for several minutes before collapsing in an uncontrolled plasma discharge that destroyed the lab equipment. The deeper one digs into Tesla's missing invention, the stranger the story becomes. Reports from both US and Soviet archives suggest that during the Cold War, intelligence agencies were racing to reverse-engineer Tesla's lost notes. In 1962, the Soviet Union allegedly launched Project Zarya, an experimental wireless power program based on Tesla's principles. Soviet engineers reportedly succeeded in transmitting measurable energy wirelessly over several kilometers but encountered severe instability, oscillations so intense they caused local magnetic anomalies. Declassified Soviet testimonies describe objects levitating and time distortion effects within the test chamber, suggesting Tesla's machine might have unexpected connections to phenomena we still don't fully understand. Meanwhile, in the US, DARPA quietly funded similar experiments under a classified initiative known as Project Helios, believed to involve Tesla-inspired energy systems. Former DARPA contractor Robert Wallace, speaking anonymously before his death in 2015, claimed his team successfully powered a remote desert facility wirelessly using a Tesla-based device, but the experiment was shut down after generating electromagnetic bursts strong enough to interfere with satellite communications. If true, these accounts suggest Tesla's invention was more than just an energy breakthrough. It may have been a doorway into quantum-scale engineering, technology capable of reshaping physics itself. After Tesla's death, the official narrative maintained that nothing of practical value was recovered from his papers, but behind closed doors, a very different story unfolded. In 1945, just 2 years after Tesla's passing, a classified report surfaced within the Department of Defense titled Operation Eclipse. The document, later leaked through Freedom of Information requests, referenced experimental electromagnetic systems based on Nikola Tesla's final research. Although heavily redacted, a few key phrases survived: planetary resonance, nonlinear energy amplification, and field destabilization risk. Those 3 words alone, field destabilization risk, sent shockwaves through the scientific community decades later, when physicists began piecing together what Tesla might have discovered. Tesla had long believed that the Earth was more than just a passive body orbiting the Sun. He considered it a giant natural capacitor, capable of storing and releasing vast amounts of electromagnetic energy. His early experiments at Colorado Springs in 1899, where he constructed his legendary magnifying transmitter, produced effects that modern science still struggles to explain. Tesla reported observing massive discharges, thunderous artificial lightning bolts stretching 40 feet, and local power disruptions miles away. According to his own diary entries, the experiments generated resonant waves that caused lamps to flicker in nearby towns without any connection to the grid. Tesla concluded that by tuning to the Earth's natural frequency, one could both send and receive energy anywhere on the planet. Fast forward to the 21st century, and modern researchers have validated many of Tesla's core assumptions. The Earth indeed resonates at measurable frequencies, the so-called Schumann resonances, and energy can, in theory, be transferred wirelessly through resonant coupling. But what Tesla envisioned went beyond basic wireless charging. His notes describe the machine as a self-contained device able to extract energy directly from the background fabric of reality itself, something we now refer to as zero-point energy. According to quantum field theory, even empty space is teeming with energy, enough, theoretically, to power entire civilizations if harnessed. Tesla seemed to have intuited this principle decades before the equations existed, sketching designs that looked remarkably similar to later concepts in quantum electrodynamics. By the early 1950s, U.S. defense agencies had quietly begun experimenting with Tesla-inspired designs. Internal memos from the newly formed Atomic Energy Commission reference attempts to isolate zero-state energy fluctuations for practical extraction. The most ambitious of these programs, according to whistleblowers, was Project Lumina, a black-budget initiative conducted at a remote Nevada facility in collaboration with MIT and Bell Labs. Engineers constructed a prototype modeled directly on Tesla's surviving sketches, a chambered metallic cylinder wrapped in copper resonator coils, quartz tuning rods, and a core plasma containment tube. According to one surviving lab technician's account, the device successfully generated a continuous 400 kilowatts of power for 17 minutes, entirely disconnected from any fuel source. It was like tapping into an ocean, he later said. The problem wasn't getting energy out. The problem was stopping it. The experiment ended abruptly when the prototype became unstable, emitting high-frequency electromagnetic bursts that disrupted local radio transmissions and allegedly knocked out power grids up to 20 miles away. The project was shelved, and all documents classified under special access protocols. Yet rumors persist that the research didn't stop, it simply went deeper underground. Former CIA analyst Michael Carrington, before his disappearance in 2009, claimed Tesla's machine served as the foundation for an entire generation of exotic propulsion systems developed under the Aurora program, a classified aerospace initiative linked to experimental triangular craft sightings over Nevada and the North Sea. If true, this would explain decades of UFO reports describing silent, hovering vehicles with no visible engines. Rather than alien technology, some researchers now believe these could be human-engineered craft, powered by Tesla's missing energy principles, electromagnetic field manipulation and gravitational coupling. Supporting this theory are several declassified Navy patents filed between 2008 and 2016, including one for a craft using an inertial mass reduction device, essentially a machine capable of bending spacetime to achieve near-frictionless movement. Though the patents appear highly theoretical, their underlying equations bear uncanny similarities to Tesla's surviving notes on dynamic field harmonics. Tesla himself hinted at such applications in an obscure 1931 interview, where he stated, "The energy around us can be commanded directly. It will not only illuminate our cities, but move our machines and even the vessels through the air." At the time, his words sounded like science fiction. Today, they sound like classified defense projects hidden behind layers of secrecy. But there's another layer to this mystery, one even stranger. While government programs focused on energy and propulsion, independent researchers pursuing Tesla's principles stumbled upon unintended side effects that bordered on the paranormal. In 1983, a group of physicists from Princeton's Pear Lab attempted to replicate Tesla's resonant energy amplifier using modern superconductors. During testing, they observed anomalies that couldn't be explained by conventional physics: compasses spinning uncontrollably, clocks losing synchronization, and metallic objects levitating briefly within the test chamber. One researcher described a sudden collapse in local inertia, as if gravity itself had been momentarily altered. Even more unsettling were reports of time distortions. In several controlled trials, ultra-high-frequency Tesla coils appeared to create measurable discrepancies between synchronized atomic clocks placed inside and outside the test environment. Though differences were small, fractions of a nanosecond, the phenomenon was consistent. If accurate, this suggests Tesla's machine might interact not only with energy and matter, but with spacetime itself. By the late 1990s, classified documents from both US and Russian archives hinted at a growing arms race over Tesla-derived technologies. A leaked GRU briefing from 1998 described an alleged incident near Novosibirsk, where a Soviet-era Tesla device, left dormant for decades, was accidentally activated during a private restoration attempt. Witnesses reported a massive electromagnetic pulse that destroyed power substations and temporarily blacked out the region. Radiation sensors spiked despite no nuclear activity, and multiple local witnesses reported seeing a translucent dome of light hovering over the facility moments before the blackout. This event, though never officially acknowledged, triggered renewed international efforts to locate Tesla's missing papers. According to investigative journalist Annie Jacobson, several intelligence agencies, including the CIA, FSB, and Mossad, maintain active divisions tasked with tracking fragments of Tesla's original designs on the black market. Unconfirmed reports suggest at least 3 partial blueprints were recovered from private collectors between 2004 and 2012, sparking a new wave of experimental prototypes now buried deep within classified research facilities. And yet, despite more than a century of investigation, the complete design for Tesla's machine has never surfaced. Some believe it remains hidden within secure government vaults. Others suspect it was deliberately destroyed to prevent catastrophic misuse. But there are whispers of a third possibility, one far more chilling, that Tesla himself never finalized the design because he realized the machine's full potential was too dangerous. Surviving letters written shortly before his death suggest he feared humanity was not ready for such power. In one fragment, Tesla warns cryptically, "The gift must be withheld until man learns to wield energy without destruction." By the early 2000s, most historians believed they understood Nikola Tesla's legacy, the visionary inventor who gave us alternating current, radio, wireless communication, and more. But buried deep within declassified documents, obscure interviews, and private archives lies a different story, one deliberately obscured from the public record. The real mystery isn't what Tesla invented, it's what he almost completed, a machine so powerful, so disruptive, that entire industries and governments conspired to erase it from history. The trail begins in 1943, immediately after Tesla's death, when the Office of Alien Property Custodian seized his belongings from room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel. Within hours, boxes of documents, diagrams, and laboratory journals vanished into federal storage. Officially, the FBI concluded the papers contained nothing of national security interest. But newly released correspondence between government scientists tells a different story. One memo, signed by Dr. John G. Trump, yes, the uncle of former U.S. President Donald Trump, admits reviewing Tesla's designs and finding them incredibly advanced but requiring deeper study. For decades, those files remained locked away, until a breakthrough came in 2016 when the National Archives quietly released portions of Tesla's confiscated papers under the Freedom of Information Act. Among mundane lab notes, researchers discovered references to something labeled Project Ether-21. The documents were sparse, but they contained striking phrases: resonant amplification of terrestrial frequencies, nonlinear vacuum oscillations, and unlimited power density. What Tesla hinted at wasn't just wireless energy, it was energy drawn directly from the vacuum itself, tapping into what modern quantum physicists call the zero-point energy field. According to Dr. Harold Puthoff, a leading theoretical physicist, the density of energy in so-called empty space is so immense that just 1 cubic centimeter could theoretically contain enough power to boil all the oceans on Earth. But Tesla seemed to believe he'd found a way to access it safely and continuously, a process he referred to cryptically as dynamic field coupling. In 2018, investigative journalist Sarah Mitchell uncovered evidence of a hidden Tesla archive in a private collection housed beneath the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. According to her sources, the archive contained several missing pages from Tesla's Colorado Springs notebooks, where he conducted his most radical experiments. Mitchell claims she was shown a fragment of Tesla's hand-drawn schematics depicting a tall cylindrical device surrounded by concentric copper rings, embedded with quartz rods and an internal vacuum chamber, labeled simply as Machine 21. Days after her report went live, Mitchell's entire website was taken offline without explanation. Emails to her inbox bounced back as invalid address. Within months, she disappeared from public view. But the leaks didn't stop there. That same year, a set of Tesla-related patents surfaced through anonymous sources in the scientific community, many linked to a covert research group calling itself the Helios Initiative. According to leaked internal memos, this team, composed of former DARPA engineers and MIT researchers, had been reconstructing Tesla's machine based on fragments recovered from government vaults and private collectors. Their stated goal: to create a self-sustaining energy generator capable of powering entire cities indefinitely. The Helios Initiative allegedly conducted its first full-scale experiment at a remote testing site near Groom Lake, Nevada, better known as Area 51, in late 2019. Eyewitnesses from nearby towns reported seeing an intense column of blue-white light shoot into the sky at precisely 2:13 a.m., followed by a deafening shockwave that rattled windows up to 30 miles away. Local seismic monitors recorded a sudden spike, equivalent to a magnitude 3 earthquake, yet no tectonic activity was detected. Unofficial accounts from technicians involved in the experiment describe something stranger. As the machine activated, local time appeared to slow within a 30-meter radius around the device. Clocks placed nearby allegedly fell out of sync with those just meters away, showing discrepancies of up to 2 full seconds over a 10-minute period. If true, this suggests Tesla's machine may interact not just with energy fields but with spacetime itself. The experiment was shut down immediately. Within days, federal teams cordoned off the area, and everyone involved signed expanded non-disclosure agreements under penalty of prosecution. The Helios initiative has not been heard from publicly since. While the US worked in secrecy, other nations weren't far behind. In 2020, a leaked Russian Ministry of Defense briefing described tests involving a device allegedly reverse-engineered from Tesla's principles. Code-named VELES-9, the Russian prototype was rumored to generate over 1.2 megawatts of power continuously, without fuel, for nearly 6 hours before a catastrophic failure destroyed the apparatus. Meanwhile, China reportedly launched its own classified program, the Shenlong project, focused on developing wireless global energy distribution based on Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower patents. Satellite imagery revealed large, spiral-shaped arrays under construction in the Gobi Desert, sparking speculation that Beijing may have successfully recreated Tesla's resonant transmission system on a planetary scale. Geopolitical analysts believe this technology could completely redefine global power dynamics. Nations capable of harnessing limitless, decentralized energy would no longer depend on fossil fuels, collapsing trillion-dollar industries overnight. But with such disruptive potential comes immense risk, not just economic, but existential. Tesla himself warned about this in one of his last interviews in 1937. The forces I have discovered, if misapplied, could devastate the world. Energy is everywhere, but we are not ready to command it wisely. Some modern physicists believe the machine could destabilize delicate balances in the quantum vacuum if scaled improperly. The Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory published a restricted 2021 study suggesting that uncontrolled zero-point extraction might alter localized gravitational constants or trigger chain reactions in the Higgs field, the energy framework that gives matter its mass. In layman's terms, attempting to harness infinite energy could inadvertently affect the structure of reality itself. Despite the warnings, leaks suggest that at least 3 separate black-budget research groups, in the US, Russia, and China, continue racing toward operational prototypes. None are willing to stop. In January 1943, just days before his death, Tesla allegedly mailed a letter to a close confidant in Belgrade. The document, authenticated by handwriting experts in 2005, contains his last recorded words about the machine. I have seen beyond this age. The world will one day wield the power I discovered, but it must come when wisdom is equal to knowledge. If the machine awakens before then, the balance of nature may be broken. Some believe Tesla intentionally left his work incomplete to protect humanity from itself. But others argue that fragments of his designs, scattered among secret archives, may already be enough to reconstruct the full device. If so, the countdown has already begun. As the investigation into Tesla's lost invention deepened, the scattered pieces of his cryptic blueprints began to form a picture, but it was a picture too vast, too dangerous, and too transformative for humanity to fully comprehend. The documents hinted at a technology that went far beyond mere wireless power transmission. It described an intricate harmony between energy, frequency, and the natural resonance of the planet itself. Tesla believed the Earth was not just a passive sphere but a living conductor, a vast energy reservoir that could be tapped by aligning with its natural frequencies. The deeper researchers delved, the more they realized Tesla wasn't trying to build just another machine, he was attempting to unlock the heartbeat of the planet. Among the most mysterious fragments recovered was a diagram labeled Prototype X12, showing an array of copper coils arranged in precise geometric patterns, surrounding a core that Tesla called the harmonic amplifier. Researchers who studied this design noticed it resembled patterns found in ancient architecture, from the Great Pyramids to Tibetan temples, as if Tesla had discovered a universal principle hidden across civilizations. In one of his recovered letters, Tesla wrote, "The ancients understood energy not as a commodity but as a living symphony. We have forgotten the notes." This raised unsettling questions. Did Tesla uncover secrets that had been known and guarded by ancient societies? Was the machine not an invention, but a rediscovery of something far older? The more scientists studied, the more Tesla's warnings became impossible to ignore. His notes repeatedly referenced planetary stability and the dangers of unregulated resonance. One passage chillingly stated, "Misalign the harmonic frequency, and the planet will shudder like a struck bell." When cross-referenced with modern seismology, researchers realized Tesla had somehow calculated vibrational thresholds capable of triggering tectonic shifts, decades before the science even existed. If activated incorrectly, his device could unleash unimaginable consequences. This duality, limitless clean energy or catastrophic planetary disruption, explains why the blueprints were likely hidden after his death. Declassified memos from 1943 revealed that the U.S. government formed a special scientific panel just hours after Tesla's passing, codenamed Operation Eclipse. The panel concluded that several of Tesla's devices posed potential threats to global security if developed prematurely. But they also concluded his theories were sound, meaning the lost invention wasn't science fiction. It was real. In recent years, whistleblowers have come forward claiming that classified experiments based on Tesla's work have been conducted in underground facilities. One former contractor, speaking under anonymity, described witnessing a test of a resonant field generator deep within a Nevada research site. According to him, when the machine was activated, the surrounding air vibrated subtly, as if reality itself was humming. Within seconds, power meters spiked beyond measurable limits. Energy was being drawn seemingly out of thin air. But just as quickly, alarms blared, and the device was shut down. The man claimed the test was successful but unstable, and the team was warned never to discuss it again. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, a private European consortium known as Aurelius Technologies has allegedly been attempting to reconstruct Tesla's invention in secret. Their leaked internal documents describe the device as a planetary harmonic interface, suggesting that the machine interacts not just with energy, but with the very fabric of the Earth's magnetic field. Unconfirmed reports claim Aurelius succeeded in powering an entire research station for 48 hours without external fuel, using only Tesla's principles. If true, this would represent a paradigm shift in human history, the arrival of virtually infinite energy, independent of fossil fuels, nuclear plants, or any conventional infrastructure. But such breakthroughs come with shadows. Governments are already moving to regulate zero-point energy research, citing risks of uncontrolled environmental effects. In confidential discussions leaked in 2024, several global energy leaders privately expressed fears that releasing Tesla's technology could collapse existing economies, destabilize governments, and spark conflicts over control. Tesla himself foresaw this problem. In an unpublished interview draft discovered in his belongings, he warned, "If mankind cannot evolve beyond greed, then this gift will become a curse. Power must flow freely, or it will destroy those who hoard it." Perhaps this is why, nearly a century later, his most advanced designs remain locked away, guarded as if the fate of the world depends on it. And yet, despite secrecy and suppression, fragments keep surfacing. Just last year, a small team of physicists working independently in Japan claimed to have successfully replicated Tesla's harmonic resonance using a scaled-down apparatus. They reported creating a self-sustaining energy loop powered only by the natural frequencies of the surrounding environment. While they remained cautious, their findings were quietly submitted to a peer-reviewed journal, but before publication, the paper was mysteriously withdrawn, and the researchers have since gone silent. Whether silenced by external pressure or their own fear, the pattern is clear. Tesla's invention is within reach, but humanity hesitates to touch it. And perhaps that hesitation is warranted. Tesla's final writings, some of which were recovered from his personal archives in Belgrade, contain hauntingly poetic warnings. One note reads, "The universe is not silent. It sings. But when man learns to change the song, he must first understand the rhythm, lest he break the instrument." It suggests Tesla believed his machine tapped into something far deeper than technology, a universal balance between energy and life itself. Misuse could destabilize forces we barely comprehend, while mastery could elevate humanity beyond its current limitations. Today, as fossil fuel reserves dwindle and climate instability worsens, the temptation to unlock Tesla's secrets grows stronger. Nations are discreetly investing billions in advanced energy research, racing to recreate what Tesla envisioned a century ago. Some believe we stand at the edge of a new golden age, where power flows freely and humanity transcends scarcity. Others fear we're on the brink of unleashing forces beyond our control. And so, Tesla's machine remains an enigma, a promise, a warning, and perhaps a key to humanity's destiny. Whether hidden away in secure vaults, buried beneath classified facilities, or waiting to be rediscovered by visionary minds, the invention has never truly been lost. Its blueprints, encrypted formulas, and resonant principles continue to echo across time, calling to those who dare to listen. Tesla once said, "The present is theirs, the future, for which I have really worked, is mine." As we inch closer to deciphering his final masterpiece, one question remains: are we ready for the future he imagined, or will his greatest gift remain locked away until humanity proves itself worthy? The machine exists, of that, there is little doubt now. But unlocking it may demand more than science. It may require wisdom, unity, and a deeper understanding of our place in the vast symphony of the universe. Until then, Tesla's lost invention rests like a sleeping giant beneath the weight of history, waiting for the moment when the world dares to awaken it.